Believers, I'm going to give a short parable now. You have a house, or best that you have a big village, and you have this private police corps that guards that village from burglars and all of that. And one day, there was this little burglar. He wasn't even that tall. He just walked into the village and he just entered the houses of all those people. And he took away all their money that they saved in their safes. Some of them had money hidden in their basements. You found where all of that was, and he took it out. It took him 3 whole weeks to empty the houses of those people. First, he took away the money, and then, when things were too much for him, he sent a gang, and the gang emptied the 29 houses that were there. So during the 3 weeks that he was coming in and out, going back and forth, nobody noticed him. When the gang came so unexpectedly that people didn't even notice that there was a presence amongst them. And then, the day after the gang left, everyone woke up in their homes and they noticed that, hold on a minute, we only have our blankets and our bed around here. Where's the fridge? Where's the sofa? Where are the mirrors? They realized that within one night, everyone in that village was robbed. All the money and all their belongings were gone. And now, they're going to ask, where was the private police? What did those police officers do? Now, the private police is not there all the time. They switch. So every week you have different officers. So eventually they're going to blame the private police. Then the private police, as well as the regular police, is going to ask the people, how come you haven't noticed someone coming into your village? Just like that. Going into your houses. No way that you never would have noticed anything. So you all allowed yourself to be robbed like that? And now you want to blame us? This is going to look very bad on the people who just have been robbed. And now they also are humiliated because they need to realize that indeed it shouldn't be that easy for just a tiny guy to rob them 3 weeks long and then send a whole gang to finish the job. Let me give another example. Let's say that someone came into town and this individual assaulted someone's wife, and the husband was right over there. If later the case goes before trial and the perpetrator is sentenced to jail, everyone's going to think, how come the husband was there and he didn't do anything about it? The husband's character, as well as his self-worth, will be challenged by the community. And when he applies for a job and this comes out, he may lose his job or people don't want to deal with him. So this is going to haunt him. Now, why did I give those two examples? In both examples, the people were not alert. The people did not want to pay attention and things happened that they didn't want to happen. But eventually, they were able to do something, but they didn't do it. Now, in the two cases I gave onto you, they should have done something because something harmful was being done to them. But what if it's not something harmful that's happening, it's something good, but people want to hold on to the past? Let's say you have cynical and bitter people who just want to they want to they want to protect their misery because they are using their misery as a leverage over other people. And let's say now you walk in as a believer, you walk by faith, you are in joy, you are in abundance. And let's say you take over in the environment. You take the lead in that environment, in that community, just like that. And now changes are happening. And because of the changes, the status quo is gone. So those bitter and cynical people who had a leverage over the population, their leverage is gone. When they realize that their leverage is being dissolved, that their leverage is disappearing, they're going to think, why is this happening? And when they see that it's because of you, and you're not even targeting them whatsoever, you're not even using violence, they're going to realize that you have power with you that they can't overcome. So they know that taking actions against you will backfire, that they will lose. And guess what? They attack anyway. They conduct smear campaigns, they begin to threaten you, they lose their minds, and they face bitter consequences. They face more humiliation. Why do they do it? Why do they put themselves in a position knowing they're going to lose? It's for pride's sake. If you came along and you overtook the community and they did not do anything about it, when later people are going to complain, they will become the target. Because people are going to blame them because of your inactivity. This guy took over and now there's nothing we can do about it. But if they attack you, gang stalk you, and persecute you, know that they will lose, when they do lose, they can always tell other people, hey, I said no, I was very firm, I resisted. Even if they know they are wrong, they will take pride in being wrong just so that people cannot use it against them. So understandably, for there are people that are going to attack you. They're going to work against you for the sake of what they call in the world self-respect. They want to be able to at least say later that they did something against you and they didn't allow you to go unchallenged. Why? Because if they allow you to go unchallenged because they know they're going to lose, then they need to admit that they're not God and they need to admit a lot of stuff about themselves. They don't want to face themselves. Because they don't want to face themselves, they are putting you in the negative daylight so they can have an excuse to attack you. And they know they're going to lose so that when they lose, they can blame you for the fact that they have lost and they can blame you for the damage they've encountered by attacking you. So if things backfire when they attack you and they still attack you, it is because they want to use the damage of the backfire to blackmail you or to use it as leverage to blackmail people to agree with them. For example, you may, in the world, it often happened that you had homosexual couples that went to a Christian bakery, knowing full well it's a Christian bakery, and the Christian bakery will not agree with um, baking a cake and decorating it um, for the LGBT marriage. It's a constitutional right of believers to do that in the United States, but still, those couples went to the Christian bakery, knowing full well they will get a no. Why do they do it? So that later they can start a lawsuit saying they felt discriminated. And once they come with a discrimination clause, they know that they're going to win because they can't win saying that the Christian bakery won't comply with what they want because the judge would tell them it's a Christian bakery. But if they say that they feel discriminated, now they can blackmail the court of law to operate in their favor, and now the Christian bakery will end up either losing his or her license to have a bakery, or they'll have to pay a big fine that will bankrupt them. Now, they've lost because you still didn't bake the cake for them, but they managed to drain you and to cause you harm anyway, so they can feel relieved. So they can't stand the fact that you won't agree with their lifestyle. So now, because they know that they can't literally destroy you, they still want to bring some ruin on you to feel relieved. You have such people. They just want to fight just so that they don't have to face themselves. They have this illusion, this false self about themselves that they want to keep intact. So yes, there are people that are starting fights knowing that they can't win. So that when they are harmed by the fact that they couldn't win, they can blame the one that defended themselves. That's why I'm telling you always, self-defense is a trap. If someone comes after you to knock you out, and you use your hand to smite them down, and you walk away, If they go to the court of law and said that you assaulted them, even if it was self-defense, if they have a good lawyer, they can get you in jail, saying that you should have just walked away, they shouldn't have entertained them. Or let's say that they go now to some of their buddies in the gang, claiming that um, you went very rough on them, that the gang may use that as an excuse to come after you. Am I saying you have to allow yourself to be beaten and all of that? No. When you walk by faith, you're able to overcome violence on an energetic level because that violence doesn't come near you. That's what we ought to do. The whole idea of defending yourself is a trap. Know very well that there are people that will attack anyway just to feel at ease. Haven't you noticed this? That there were people talking behind your back, they're very annoyed against you. Some of them even became angry in your face, and suddenly they're very kind towards you, they know how to behave. What happened? They came against you and they faced consequences. And because they faced consequences, now they want to save face. Now, if they knew that they would face consequences, why did they do it? Why? Because they want relief. That's how sick and dangerous a lot of folks are. So where possible, avoid unnecessary confrontation and unnecessary conflict, and be wise as a serpent. Look at the bigger picture to see what one's intention is. Some just want to attack so they can tell I've attacked. I'm something because I stood my ground. That's how a lot of folks are, even when it's not appropriate for them to stand their ground. Well, that's it for now. Keep in agreement with Christ and be at peace.